So, folks, let me tell you a little story, all right? Now, I told you we could talk about all the negatives, obviously, with what's going on in the world and what people want to lead you to believe. And when President Donald Trump said, "Make America Great Again," you know, I don't know what you guys are thinking about, but, you know, make America great again. I don't want to go backwards. I really don't. I just want to slow the rate of crazy down. I guess that's it. Just slow the rate of crazy down. Now, before I get into this next segment, Georgia governor's race. Now, the Georgia governor's race, did I send you the picture of Brian Kemp and Casey Cagle? Okay, put that up there. So you have in the, let me just make a brief on this before I get into my little personal story I want to have fun with. You have the Casey Cagle there in the glasses and Brian Kemp. Casey Cagle's lieutenant governor and Brian Kemp secretary of state, both Republicans. Both Republicans, and both of them Republicans there, and they're in a runoff on July 24th. Early voting has started. First day of early voting was yesterday. And so right now you are receiving, okay, as many emails as possible letting you know who is the most conservative or who is who likes Donald Trump the most. So let me say this, and I say this in all due respect because I continue not, maybe I can read through the lines, but I want to make sure that it's not a direct shot on Casey Cagle, because if we got into some policy and some politics and some legislation, we could really get into Casey Cagle legislation as lieutenant governor that has, you know, has some conservative backbone to it, all right? If you look at the Georgia State Senate, the Republican side has introduced many more strong, what you would call stronger conservative bills, maybe than the House. I mean, I'm just saying that. That's not where I'm going. But the point is I got an email, Donald J. Trump for President, Inc., okay? State director endorses and joins Cagle for governor, all right? So they're all trying to do this, and it's Brandon Phillips, state director. Casey Cagle, the leading conservative Republican for Georgia, today announced the endorsement of Donald J. Trump for President, Inc. State director Brandon Phillips. Phillips' endorsement adds to Cagle's support among Trump's strongest state leaders, including Chairman Rainey Casey, co-chair Senator Burt Jones of Jackson, and co-chair Sue Everhart, co-chair Sheriff Butch Conway, grassroots steering committee member Brad Carver, and Metro Atlanta regional coordinator Tylen Van Lendingham. Now, let me just say this. Every name on there, they're politically motivated. There may be every name on there, not every name, but several of those names may have a job now in the Casey Cagle campaign, okay? So when you see this, all right, to me, I don't want to say it's meaningless, but it's meaningless. What the hell did I really say? You know, yes, did some of these people really support President Donald Trump and were passionate? I doubt it. I doubt it. If you go to any of these political campaigns and you meet these people and you start talking to them, they give you a long resume. That's their resume of what campaigns they worked on. I mean, these people are always looking for the next campaign to tag their name to for their resume. So when they're going out, for example, and Brandon Phillips goes out and says, "Hey, I'm looking for a job. I was just on the Casey Cagle campaign. I was president, state director of Donald Trump for President, Inc. For Georgia." It's a resume thing. So they're all trying to put out who supports Donald Trump the most. Now, what I want to say there is we all know now, about the Clay Tippins, which Clay Tippins got 14% of the vote, I think, 14% of the vote in the primary runoff. And Clay Tippins audio taped a 90-minute meeting with Casey Cagle, which is being looked at as maybe possible legal problems for Casey Cagle. Possible. Okay, but it is blown up in the media, this 3 minutes of Casey Cagle saying, you know, to Clay Tippins, hey, it's politics, man. I picked, you remember the stinging sentence? I picked politics over policy. Okay, so Casey Cagle and Brian Kemp there are running. Now, just to let you know, on Thursday, now find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. FYN TV, Fetch Your News. Because on Thursday morning at 8:20, I will be interviewing Clay Tippins. I am going to interview Clay Tippins, and we're going to talk about that 90-minute meeting with him and Casey Cagle. We're going to talk about that audio tape that day and what Casey Cagle said to him. And we're going to dig just a little deeper around some edges that other media has not looked at in that 90-minute tape. So you don't want to miss that. Clay Tippins at 8:20 Thursday morning.